We love hip hop.
Bell Media is not posting ads on Facebook. Okay, we'll get quick, fast, serious if we can for a quick second. Shade in the Six, what up? You know what I'm saying? And let me get rid of this poll here. The poll that I have here says, is America overrated? 67% says yes. And 33% says no. You know what I'm saying? So have you guys heard of this thing called the Online News Act? I know AGB the Don most likely heard about this, right? That's the type of stuff that he's definitely in tune with. Let's see if we can pull it up on the screen here. Online News Act. Online News Act. Okay. We'll put it up here so y'all can see what I want on the screen. Bada boom, bada bing. Okay, so the Online News Act, Canada.ca. Once implemented, the Online News Act expects results, flexible regulatory frameworks that facilitates fair business relationships between digital platforms and news outlets, sustainability in the Canadian news economy, including sustainability of local news. There's more. Okay, and we're on the government website now. We're getting governmental. So the Online News Act ensure fair revenue sharing between digital platforms and news outlets, provide for collective bargaining by news outlets, promote voluntary commercial agreements between digital platforms and news outlets with minimal government intervention. As last resort, establish a mandatory arbitrary framework for digital platforms and news outlets cannot reach commercial agreements, define the roles and tools of Canadian Radio Television Communications Commissions, the CRTC, as regulatory, hold on, there's more, as regulatory, and then there's more. Expected outcomes of this legislation. Once implemented, the Online News Act is expected to result in a flexible regulatory framework that facilitates fair business relationships between digital platforms and news outlets, a sustainability of Canadian news ecosystem, including a sustainability of independent news businesses, as well as Indigenous and official language minority communities news businesses, and support for innovative business models. A diversity of news businesses within the Canadian news landscape that provides services to different populations in every province and territory, including Francophone and Anglophone communities, Black and racialized communities, and the maintenance of press independence. Okay. So this right now is affecting the news as far as the way that Canadian news is going to be pushed out here. You know what I'm saying? As I said, right, Bell Media is not posting ads on Facebook as we speak. All right. I'm trying to find out a little bit more about this. You know what I'm saying? About how this is going to affect us in the future. So this is why I'm bringing this over here to you guys in the comments. You know what I'm saying? I seen this on CP24 earlier, and I said, does that count for independent outlets that pump out news like ourselves, like the We Love Hip Hop Network? Is that going to affect what they deem as news and what they deem as just you guys who do your little YouTube or podcast networks or different things like that? These are all the different questions that started popping up into my mind. So as I've been looking through this, I'm just looking, how is this going to affect us? So this is why I brought this over here to us in the comment gang. You know what I mean? How much do you guys know about this, and how much do you feel that this is going to affect Canadians as far as us out here putting out more content about people having their freedom of speech, or even like, you know, our news being pumped out to the places where it needs to be? Because it seems that relationship with the Canadian government and these different social media platforms has become kind of murky over the years. And a lot of people believe that this is because of the implementation of things like Bill C-70, Bill C-18. So let me see what y'all say. Let me see what y'all saying in the comments here. Jay Castro says, Justin Trudeau is nothing more than a fan. Hoodballer 9 says, they all want you to work for one. And he also says, they hate self-employed people that make good money. Yeah, because in the States, when it comes to different things like the social media platforms, including YouTube, because don't get it twisted, YouTube is a social media platform in the end of the day as well. There's a lot of news outlets over there, independent or mainstream, that you can find all over the internet. But I don't know about all the different laws and bills that they have that have been, you know, making the fluctuation change as far as what's getting pumped out into the internet over there. But I know over here, we've been dealing with a lot of different bills that right now we're not seeing the difference of. But somewhere down the line, and I'm not talking about long way down the line, I'm talking about within the next 2 years, 3 years tops, we're going to start seeing the effects of these different things that have popped up. Right? So, for example, Bell Media, which is the ones who control, they're the mother company to CP24 and a whole bunch of other different programming over here. For them to not be posting on Facebook, there's probably going to be a lot of other outlets that are going to follow suit. And then that will be a big dent in the pockets of Zuckerberg and those guys over there. You know what I'm saying? Now, how they react might not be in our favor. They might just be like, yo, mute all you guys. Who cares? You know what I'm saying? It just all depends on how much of the market share, how important of our market share we are in Canada to them in the end of the day. Because remember, this is the World Wide Web. We're dealing with the whole world. They can cut Canada off and they'll be all right. You know what I'm saying? I did post a story the other day about Joe Biden and the White House and stuff like that. And I realized from that post that we do have an audience that's very politically educated. Let's say that. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got opinions on things that are going on in the world. It's not all just about this hip hop stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, like, for example, I'm reading right here. Jay Castro says, I never thought I'd say this, but I'm voting conservative next election. Only person I'd ever vote for before was Jack Layton. You know what I'm saying? Biggerton says, start making Canadian social media. Canadian-made social media. Right? Port City Investment says two sides to the same coin. Yeah. Bro, I just worry when I see stuff like this. You know what I'm saying? Online News Act. Like, what's next, Trudeau? Like, by the time we get to 2025, we're going to be dealing with a whole different internet. Okay? Y'all are going to rewind back to this live here or the segment that I clip out of this and be like, damn. The boy Friday was right, yo. Things have changed. You know what I'm saying? this is the news, but this is going to start broadening to the average person, where when you're posting, you might not be able to get into the same algorithms as everybody else. You know what I'm saying? As somebody who is a content, a network owner, like, I deal with it as far as getting the SEO up and getting out there into a bigger algorithm. We're Canadian. They're going to be treating us different. Just be aware, y'all.
We love hip hop.